Gary and Evelyn Sherman of Poughkeepsie, New York, love to explore the beauty of the Hudson River Valley. Financially, things have never been better, but some time ago, they faced a mountain of credit card debt.
There's a phrase that says, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was robbing from Peter his first, second, and third cousins.
Their financial problems started after they bought a new home, all the furnishings, and a new car, all on credit.
So now money was very tight. And so now tithing, although I understood it, I just know how I could afford it.
When we were living like that, you're like in bondage.
Soon they started using credit cards to pay for other expenses. Then Gary had a job change and his salary dropped $12,000.
It was this panic of how are we ever gonna make this happen.
Evelyn took a job driving a school bus, while Gary juggled sometimes up to 3 jobs at a time.
I felt very overwhelmed, sometimes resentful, exhausted. I finally got to that point where I expressed how desperate I was for us to have change.
Gary says he was weary too. For 14 years, he had pored over his finances looking for a way out. By now, they were $50,000 in debt.
Because things are bad. You're living hand to mouth. You're not making your bills. You're pushing out 2-3 months at a clip on bills. You're letting them run to the last minute. And you can't do things with your kids. It kind of makes you feel that you're not providing.
Then one day, as Gary tackled the bills, the answer finally came.
So I just hear this voice, and it's a voice of God, I know it. And it says, you're robbing me. I don't have it. You can't squeeze blood out of a rock. So where do you want it from? He says, trust me. And I say, okay, God, okay. I hear you. Loud and clear. All right, I'll do it.
So the first check Gary wrote that day was a tithe to his church.
And every week from that point on, I did it. I wrote that check out. It was painful.
The Shermans also sold their new car and bought a less expensive one. Now, without a car loan, they used that money to pay down their other debts.
I'm actually paying down the principal and watching different debts one by one go away.
During this time, Gary got several promotions and raises.
It was really working. This is what I call godly financial engineering.
When you ask the Shermans how life is different now, their answer is the same.
I can breathe. It's like having my life back.
Today, the Shermans are still exploring the Hudson River Valley. Gary's an executive in telecommunications with a 6-figure salary. That's double what he made in former years. He's also the pastor of a small church.
Not only do I meet the needs of my family, the needs into the church, just where we see a need into people. And that amazes me. It amazes me.